Good afternoon. My name is Artavia Acklin, and I'm the principal at Shelby West Middle School. When I think about some celebrations that we have at West, I think one of the big celebrations for us is the improvement in our EL program. We managed to get blue in our access scores, but with that improvement, we've got to find the balance of that access with student proficiency, but to move several colors and to end up in blue for access, that means they are acquiring the language skills, they're acquiring the reading skills and the speaking and listening, and that is a great feat for us, and that's something that we celebrate. We are extremely happy with that. Another celebration for us, I think, would be for this year. We have one of the strongest ECE teams that I think West has had in a long time. They're strong across the board. They are meeting students where they are, and we are going to capitalize on that growth. For the simple fact, disability is still one of our gap areas that we have to hone in on. And so with the staff that we have, the co-teaching that they're doing, the pushing in, and then collaborating with reg ed teachers, I'm excited about where we are going there. So it is a celebration because I have no doubt with the work we're putting in that will be a true strength of ours. One of the things that I'm most excited about is the collaboration that we have with some community partners. Last year we started Warrior Women Empowered and Empowerment, and it was just geared toward trying to help shift the culture at West and getting some of our young ladies with people that look like them, that would uplift them and show them a different way to look at how to attack some school problems, how to attack social media and just peer pressure and things of that nature. This year we've added on Warrior Kings, and we have a partnership with Clay Street Baptist Church, and a slew of men invade Shelby West Middle to offer their guidance to our young men. And so for me, that is truly a plus, because that's just another piece that will help strengthen our culture in our building. Another celebration for us is, prior to my coming, West Middle had a newly developed PTO organization, and I am excited to see our PTO and our parent involvement strengthen and grow. It grew last year, and now I see parents coming to volunteer for field trips and going out with community service events, and that makes me extremely happy. So I think that is a strength that we can capitalize on. Just yesterday, our whole entire 8th grade class went out and did community service projects. They were at Amber Oaks, they went to the recycling center, Crestview Nursing Home, Painted Stone Elementary, several other places, and I got the most amazing pictures and the most amazing reports from not only teachers and parents, but from people within those establishments that warmed my heart. That tells me that we're on the trajectory of moving up as it relates to culture, climate, and student behavior. And then lastly, we're on the trajectory. We're dropping our suspension rates, and I think that is we dropped them last year, and we're continuing to drop them, and I think that's due in part to we are instituting more restorative practices to try to combat bad behavior. It's not only, we suspend you when you do something wrong. It's like, no, why did you do what you did wrong, and how do you make it right? A couple other opportunities for growth that we have is just making sure that kids are writing across content areas. Writing has not been a strength of ours, and so we need to be intentional to make that reading writing connection and to build writing stamina. We're all responsible for writing, whether you teach art and you're doing an artist statement, or whether you teach an ELA, we are all responsible, and so that is one of the areas for growth for us. Another area is just us intentionally using the PLC process the way it is intended. Looking at backwards pointing of units and making sure that we are vetting our assessments, and then once we give those assessments, looking at the data, who's in beginning, what do we need to spur them on, who's in mastery, and what are we doing for those kids that have already mastered the standards. So just strengthening that process is another area of growth for us. And then just making sure we have good, intentional, active student engagement versus the passive engagement in classes. If I enjoy school, if I'm into what I'm learning, I'm going to learn. But if I'm in a classroom and it's straight lecture, I'm totally bored, I'm likely not going to learn. And so at middle school, a lot of times we revert to kind of lecturing because we think they're older, and that is not the case. I'm 51 years old and I still don't want to be lectured to, and so just making sure that we get that point across is another area of growth for us. The focus for us this year at Shelby West is one, just strengthening our instructional practices, honing in on our core, making sure that we're giving kids what they need at Tier 1 before we have to go to Tier 2 and Tier 3. Just being intentional about our Thrive block. Thrive for us is, what do I need to thrive? What do I need intervention wise, or if I'm a stronger student, what do I need as far as enrichment, and meeting kids where they are and giving them what they need each day. And so we've intentionally put in a block that will hone in on those areas, as well as those areas that where students are approaching mastery, are developing. So what do I need? You've got 10 different students and they all may need different things, so using our Excel and using our map data reports to hone in on those gap areas and fill in those areas so that we can spur students on. And then just, I think it's a big rock of the whole entire district, strengthening our co-teaching practices, making sure that our ECE and EL teachers are pushing in and co-teaching with regular ed is a focus for us. And then lastly, just continuing our positive culture amongst the students and staff is a focus. We want to continue to grow that. We know that things don't happen in 1 year, and so things that we did last year that worked, we want to continue to capitalize on those.